Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Yesterday afternoon, Gavin from Good Morning Magic opened a draft and collector booster box of Double Masters 2022 on YouTube. The set will not be released for another 2 weeks, but since Gavin works for Wizards of the Coast as a senior designer, he had early access to the boxes. Today we're going to be doing an MTG box analysis on his 2 boxes. I'll drop a link to his video below and at the end so you can check out the full 44-minute video later. Let's take a quick look at set distribution of Double Masters 2022. There are 577 total cards, 3 colorless, 32 white, blue, black, and red, 33 green, 133 multicolor, 20 artifact, and 15 non-basic lands. There's also 80 borderless cards, including common and uncommon. There are 160 foil etched cards that are either all rare or mythic. Then there's a new treatment in this set called texture foil, and there's only 5 of them, and from what I can tell, they are exclusive to collector booster packs. Based on Gavin's opening and everything I've read online, the draft packs will not be eligible to see the foil etched or textured cards. The collector boosters can contain both of these, plus foil and non-foil borderless cards, plus all the cards from the main set in foil. Now that we've talked about the set, let's talk about the contents of the packs. The draft booster packs feature 16 cards plus a single-sided token. However, one of those 16 cards is going to be a new land called Cryptic Spires. Yes, it's in every single pack, so you're really only getting 15 cards plus this land per pack. Each pack contains 2 rares or mythics, 2 foils of any rarity, 3 to 5 uncommons, and 8 to 10 commons. Each collector booster pack contains 15 cards plus 1 foil double-sided token, and these packs will never have a Cryptic Spires because it was not printed in foil. 4 of the cards will be rare or mythic, 2 to 6 will be uncommon, and 5 to 9 will be common. There will also be 1 rare or mythic rare foiled etched in every collector booster pack. Here's a look at the cards that we saw in Gavin's booster box with the foils in orange, non-foils in green, and the set in gray as our baseline. Now, full disclosure, there are 2 cards not in this chart. I don't know if they were commons or uncommons, but I was not able to capture what they were during the opening, despite pausing his video at least 300 times while documenting the cards. Anyway, Gavin didn't show us any of the 3 colorless mythics during the opening, but we did get to see a good look at 210 unique cards from the set. His draft booster box was very evenly distributed, with 38 to 41 cards showing up for each of the primary colors of Magic. Since each booster pack will contain 2 foils, you are guaranteed to see 48 in a box. And that's just what we saw. The foils were a little less consistent from a distribution perspective, with 5 to 10 cards of each color making an appearance. Here's a look at the set coverage in Gavin's draft booster box. We saw 78% of the white cards, 72% of the blue, black, and red cards, 70% of the green, 46% of multicolor, 55% of the artifacts, 53% of the non-basic lands, and 18% of the borderless cards. Pivoting the coverage by rarity, in the non-foil space we saw 95 of the 99 commons, 68 of the 103 uncommons, 42 of the 148 rares, and 6 of the 64 mythics. In the traditional foil space, Gavin didn't see any foil mythics, but he did show us 2 rares, 11 uncommons, and 35 foil commons. Of the 384 cards we saw, 211 of the non-foils were unique, and all 48 of the foils were unique. This means that 125 cards were duplicates, putting this box at a duplication percentage of 37%. Normally I would go into the potential value of this set at this point of the video and then talk about the value of the box that we just saw. However, being 2 weeks before release, the prices online are just not realistic. I mean, the darn Cryptic Spires is going for $3.40 on TCG Player, and these are going to be in every single draft booster pack. The price is going to drop well below $1 real soon on that card. I think this set is going to be extremely valuable, but I would expect a 20 to 50% reduction on most cards after release. The only new card in the set is the Cryptic Spire. Every other card is a reprint from a previous Magic set. So we don't need to wait to see how people are going to use these cards to assess their value. But rather, the value of these cards is going to be based upon the pull rates, which will determine the supply in the marketplace. Okay, now let's pivot over to the collector booster box that Gavin opened on Good Morning Magic. Just like before, this chart shows the non-foils we saw in green, the foils in orange, and the set in gray as the baseline. As expected, we didn't see any cards from the main set in non-foil, only borderless. In total, we got to look at 12 non-foil borderless, 12 foil borderless, and 4 foiled etched. He also showed us 32 foil cards from the main set. Unfortunately, Gavin didn't show us any of the 5 textured foils during his opening, which tells me that these cards are going to be rare and high valued down the road. Here's a quick look at the set coverage of the 4 packs in the collector booster box. This chart's going to look almost identical to the previous one for set distribution, so we'll just move on. Taking a look at coverage by rarity, in the collector booster box we saw 3 borderless rares and 1 borderless mythic. We also saw 3 foiled etched rares and 1 foil etched mythic. In the traditional foil space, Gavin's box didn't contain any foil mythics, but we did see 22 commons, 14 uncommons, 7 rares, and 1 mythic. Out of the 60 cards we saw, 3 of the cards were duplicates and all were commons. This is something we didn't see in the Commander Legends collector booster boxes, which contain 12 packs instead of 4. Here's a quick look at the inventory of the 60 cards we saw in the collector booster box opening. I've got my pre-orders in and should be opening at least 2 booster boxes and 4 collector booster boxes on the channel as soon as they arrive. So if you want to see those openings and their corresponding MTG box analysis, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, do something amazing.